Today we are going to discuss about Ielts speaking part 2. In the previous video we have discussed about Ielts speaking part 1. After asking you 5 to 7 questions, the examiner will say, let's move on to the Ielts speaking part 2. The examiner will give you a topic card, generally known as cue card, and a pen and a paper. And the examiner will say, you have 1 minute to read the topic. You can jot down the notes if you want to. After that, you have to speak 1 to 2 minutes on this topic. Basically, this is the most important part of Ielts speaking module. In speaking part 2, you have to show your fluency, you have to show your vocabulary, you have to show your grammar. And most of the time, in speaking part 2, examiner decide band scores like 7, 8, 9 or 5.5. In Ielts speaking part 2, examiner is quiet and writing down the points you are speaking. And examiner is observing you. He will also focus on you in the Ielts speaking part 1, but he is not as focused as in part 2 because he has to ask questions in part 1 as well. But in Ielts speaking part 2, he is just listening to you. Now see how to get prepared for it. First of all, read the title. There will be a title and 3 to 4 bullet points. You have to speak on all this, but first of all, you have to read the title. After reading the title, decide immediately what you are going to talk about. For example, if he says, describe a person you want to meet in future, immediately write down the name of that person. And if he says, describe a place you recently visited, immediately write down the name of that place that you have visited recently, so that you have maximum time to think about it and write down the notes on it. If you spend a lot of time thinking about the person or the place, then you won't be able to prepare for 1 to 2 minutes. There are few important things. First of all, you need to see whether the topic is in present tense or past tense or in future tense, or it's a mixture of present, past and future. For example, if he says, describe a place you once visited, look at the visited, second form, past participle. It means you have to speak in past for 1 to 2 minutes. And if he says, describe a place you would visit in future, or you would like to visit, so you have to see would. It means you have to speak in future tense. And if he says, describe a place you often visit, it means the examiner is asking in present tense. You have to speak about that place that you often visit. So the first and main thing is you have to identify the tense of the topics. So you have to choose the right tense. You have to identify the tense in which you have to speak. We'll discuss it in detail in the upcoming videos. Thank you.